It's payday. And this payday, I took home $3,840.68. Every single time I get paid, I like to take my paycheck, stick it into the software you see on screen, and give every single dollar a job. Out of this paycheck, 2 automatic investments came out. $160 went to my HSA and $670 went to my 401k. My partner also contributed $920 to our joint expenses, which gets us to our total at the top of $4,770.68. All right, we got to talk about overspending. I mentioned a few videos back that I was basically going to be going from being a month ahead, meaning that the paycheck that I get in May would go to fund June. However, now I'm budgeting within the current month, and as you can see, we already have some spending that's happened in the first week of this month. So we're going to have to go through and cover each of these. First up, we have household goods, and we spent $473 so far there, I think stocking up at Target and Costco. In the past, my target here in YNAB for this category was $450, but that just honestly was not realistic. So I've updated the target to $800 to make sure that our budget is reflecting reality and I don't have to face the annoyance of shuffling money from other categories to cover just routine, what seems to be routine household spending for us. So $800 will go there. Then we have our food and drink category. First, we have our meal kits. We used 2, and we've already had 2 orders come out for this month. So we use Cook Unity and Thistle, and so far we've spent about $264. I like to give myself a good buffer there, so I like to set aside $315 each week. And so as you can see, like this first week, we're well under, and we may continue to be for the rest of the month. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to give myself the full amount here, which is $1,575. So we're covered there. Next up, we have meals at work. And this is a category my partner uses to buy, like it says, meals at work. Their job is super time intensive and their schedule varies. So sometimes they're working days, sometimes they're working nights. So this could go from anything to from coffee to dinner to lunch to breakfast. So generally that's about $200 a month there. So we'll make sure that's covered. And then we have restaurants and coffee, which we've spent money out of so far this month. Typically we give ourselves $900 for restaurants and $350 for coffee. Just because this is the first paycheck of the month and there may be some other things I want to prioritize filling up, I'm just going to fund half. So for this first one, that's $450. And for coffee, what is that? $175, $350 divided by 2. Yeah. All right. And now the biggie, Cowboy Carter. I got to go to night 3 in LA and it was so much fun. But I have some overspending to cover now. We've spent about $5,000 there, covering the accommodations for us and some other friends and family who came, as well as covering, their meals and other things like that at the hotel. We bought some merch at the show. So just all up, we spent $5,000, which I feel good about. We've definitely came in under what I was anticipating. However, I don't know what happened and why. I may have miscategorized a transaction as coming from our cash accounts, like our checking and saving, but it looks like we need at least $220.71 to make sure that our cash accounts are accurate. One thing about YNAB is that with this software, you basically need to budget money that you already have. And so if there's ever a time where you have overspending on your cash accounts, you need to take care of that right away. Otherwise, you can't trust, any of the assigned money that you have anywhere else in any category. So we'll do that. The rest of this, though, I'm going to save for another video this month. This month will be a higher income month for me, so I will definitely cover this next time. And then in the me category, this is my personal care category. I did some spending already. I think I bought some shampoo, conditioner, and some face wash. I usually give myself $200 for this. I think for now I'll just fill it up to $150 to get me through the next couple weeks. And then Blue Cash. Oh my God, this has been super annoying. I don't know why, but something is off about this Target. We pay $95 a year for the annual membership fee. And for some reason, going into this month when the charge actually came out, we only had $88. So that was $7 short. And like I tried tweaking this Target. I tried tweaking this Target a bunch to try to like figure out what went wrong and to see if I could make some change that would make sure this doesn't happen again next year. But I don't know. I changed the date now to 5/1/2026. So hopefully going forward, we don't have this problem again. But I will set that $7 aside there. All right. And this one, like I said, we will come back to. Okay. So now we have $1,192.97 left to budget out for the rest of this check. In home, we've already had our first of the month bills come out. So that's our rent, our storage, our garage fees, and also our building utilities. We also pay for gas and electric to our local suppliers. We usually set aside $400 a month for that, but I'm going to skip that for now since I don't need that until the end of the month. Same thing with Wi-Fi. I did have $134 set aside in renter's insurance, but I moved it to cover something last month, which I don't remember what it was. I don't know if I'm going to put that back in this check or maybe another one. So we'll hold off there. And then cleaning service, we get our apartment cleaned every other week, and we have one coming up at the end of this week. So I will set aside what we need for that, which is $150. Okay, and then in food and drink, I've covered meal kit and meals at work where we've already had some spending, but I didn't put anything aside for groceries. All right, and groceries for us, because most of our meals are from meal kits, is basically just any like fruits or fun little drinks or whatever we want as like an accompaniment, but it's not really, like the main shebang. So that's why we only set aside $200 there. All right, then we have planes, trains, and automobiles, which is my transportation category. Here I have my car payment, which is $600 a month. For now, I'm not going to put anything aside there since I don't need it until after I'll get paid again. Then auto insurance and taxes and seasonal tire swap. These are all sinking funds where I set aside a little bit each month toward a larger bill. So I won't cover those. Car cleaning and charging are two that I may come back to, but we'll see. Just depends on what I want to do with the rest of this. All right. So personal care, like I said, I set aside $150 there out of $200. And then memberships and subscriptions, we started funding in the last video. I guess we can keep going there for now. So Apple Music, Chani, which is an astrology app, cloud storage, YNAB, and I'm just looking over here to see how much selecting each of these is going to basically pull from this ready to assign. Our Chase Sapphire annual fee, Blue Cash annual fee, Prime, Costco, or Amex Platinum annual fee, and Amex Gold annual fees. I will fund all of those. I don't like having loose change floating around, so I will round these up at least to like whole numbers. Whole dollar amounts there. So that's that. Let me just take a peek. Okay, so memberships and subscriptions is all taken care of. I guess, let's see, what should I do with the rest of this? Okay, let me just fill up personal care and add $50 more there so I have it. I think I'll probably add $30 more for charging, which I probably don't. We'll see if I need it. My car is pretty charged and I haven't driven very much. I'll also put aside some in car cleaning and maintenance since there's a whole bunch of pollen right now and it's been super annoying that I can't keep my car very clean. Actually, let me just go ahead. Do I want to fill up all of these? No, I don't. So I'm gonna maybe, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Just so I have it, I will set aside the other $150 for cleaning. So that way that is covered. And is this month how many weeks are in this month? Because maybe I might actually need Oh no, I just need 2. So that's fine there. Actually, I think I will put this back, this $134 for renter's insurance. I'll just put that back now so I don't forget later on. And I think I'll go ahead and fund my seasonal tire swap and taxes for my car. So let's do $17 there so it's nice and round. And what the heck, let's just put $26 into charging so that is full. But I don't know why this is a weird number, so let's just do that. And then sorry, I'm being super anal right now. I don't want this just loose change. Okay, cool. So that will go there. We have $126 left. So fixed costs are kind of on track for now. I guess I will move this. Oh, okay. I will fill up my out of pocket costs for healthcare. I like to just cash flow as I have different appointments, and I think I need to schedule an eye appointment coming up, so it'll be good to have some money set aside there for the actual appointment itself, but also if I decide to get glasses or contacts. Actually, I think I'm almost out of contacts, so yeah, that's probably a good idea. All right, and this $1.96 I will put into holding for next time, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.